kids from nowhere. The thought of coming home so far away. 20-something years old, a little young, a little bold. Ignorance is bliss, so they say. A little short on money, a little long on dreams. Trying to make a life of our own. Sunrise to sunset, we're hedging all our bets. Never gambled on coming home. No, we're never coming home. No, we're never coming home. People always change while digging through the ashtray. Plenty of pennies, but there ain't no dimes. And the tank keeps getting empty, no matter how much you put in. Sick of losing all the time. Another payday gone by, another well run dry. We're getting so broke, we're about to break. Yeah, we're catching it all in, all that sweat and all that sin. And about as much as we can take. I think we got enough to get there. I think that this is our time. We may be going for broke, but let's try. Oh, coming home. Headed west in 46, that's that old Jack Ranch, the little church that we know. We got the pedal to the floor, in the rear view, nothing more. Just 20 miles to go. Now we're coming home. Yeah, we're coming home. Yeah, we're coming home. Been away too long.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Check 1, 2, 3. Check, 1, 2. Hey, it's the Morning Buzz. How's everybody doing today? It's May 6th, Thursday. That was the Small Kicks, my band. The only band I'm licensed to play on Facebook Live and YouTube is music that we've created. So that's the Small Kicks. And that song's called Coming Home. We wrote that song in 2016, I believe. Let me look here. 2015. We wrote it in 2015. It was the story of me coming home after living away for so long. So, fun song. We had a summer there where we wrote a couple songs as a band, and it was fun because we did like these backyard barbecues, and one of us would come to the house or the barbecue with an idea, and then we would all sit around with our families and barbecue and drink beer and wine and just talk about life and celebrate and throw lyrics out. And it was very collaborative and just a lot of fun. And so the two songs that we wrote in that style were that song Paso Made, and then obviously this one Coming Home. So fun stuff. If you guys can't tell, I'm super pumped about the Small Kicks taking the stage tomorrow night at Barrel House. You can see I've got my countdown right here. The Small Kicks take the stage in 1 day, 10 hours, 23 minutes, and 45 seconds. Super pumped about that. So it's been way too long. It's been over 2 years, I think, since the Small Kicks have played a live show. Yeah, and it's just we've had an interesting run here. I'll give you the kind of the history of the Small Kicks. So I know you guys asked for it. It's either me talking about my band or me talking about my weight loss. Which one do you guys want to hear? My 75 hard challenge or the band? Or maybe you don't want to hear either of them, but I'm gonna give them both to you today. So yeah, so we started the band in 2010, and it was me. It was just me, and so you know how it is when you have kids and you kind of put things away for a while that you would have typically, have done or hobbies or passions. They just kind of get put on hold because life happens, and you've got to work more, and you've got newborns, and your life is starting, and you're moving around, and you're moving into houses, and so music for me got put on hold when Heart Challenge. Heart Challenge. I don't know what that means, Pastor, but I'll go with it. So, you're the band. Okay, I'll talk about the band. Life gets put on hold when you have babies and do all these things, right? So, Allison and I got engaged. I was living in Hollywood and playing music in a band, and this band was fairly regionally successful. Not really, but we thought we were. We did a lot of big shows and fun shows, and we were courted, if you will, by numerous labels like MCA and Capitol Records and what was Madonna's label? I don't remember. Anyways, there was like 10 or 12 different labels that were courting us, right, in the late 90s, early 2000s to be signed. And that band was a 5-piece. I played drums in it, and I was super young, and we had a really good time. We made great music, and then Allison and I got engaged, and then I just said, peace out. I'm quitting the band. I'm moving back to Paso. And so I left the band. And at that point, I really just stopped playing music. And this is 2002-ish, right? So for a number of years, from 2002 to 2010, 8 years, 7, 8 years, I literally stopped playing all music. I stopped writing. I just kind of detached myself from anything musical. And then late 2009, early 2010, I decided to, I don't know if I bought like a little keyboard or a guitar or something. I just started to just mess around and record and write different music things and tunes. And one of my best friends and the singer in the previous band and producer, him and I reconnected, and I said, hey, I've got this box of demos that I want to play you. I want to make an album, I think. And I literally brought over to his apartment. I remember it was like 150 different song ideas that I just played for him over the course of 2 days. Excuse me. And we went through them all, and we picked 10 or 12 different songs or idea songs, right? And he said, okay, these are the ones that I want to do. And so we agreed on it, and we spent the better part of 3 years, almost 4 years, putting together this record called Get American. It's actually there's the record right there. Get American, the Small Kicks. It's actually no longer on iTunes. I pulled it down. For some reason, I just didn't feel like paying the $30 a year to have it listed on iTunes if nobody was listening to it. But I don't know. Maybe at some point we'll put it back on there. But we put this record out after 3 or 4 years of recording it. But in the meantime, around 2010, I decided to put together a band. and start playing shows. And at the time, I was living in Southern California. We were in Murrieta, California, which, if you know Southern California, Murrieta is off the 15 freeway. It's about 70 miles southeast of hell. It's super far down there. And Nicole, looking forward to watching, listening to you and your band tomorrow night. Yes, tell all your friends, Nicole. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, it's True's birthday. I feel like we've played one of True's birthdays before. We've wished him happy birthday on stage, but I'm excited for them to be there tomorrow night. So Shelly and True Bright will be there. Yeah, we will celebrate True's birthday and wish everybody whose birthday it is a happy birthday. So I was living 70 miles southeast of hell, which should be a song lyric in itself, in a town called Murrieta, which we love Murrieta. The community was awesome. Our church community, our church family was amazing down there. We had a lot of really great years down there. It was just so dang far and took so long to get to. But so living down there, I put together this band in 2010 to play some shows, and it consisted of myself, my producer Christian, who lived in Hollywood, another friend of ours who played bass in another band called the Mowglis, and the Mowglis are one of my favorite bands of all time. But Matt DePanny played bass in the Mowglis, and then we had another singer-songwriter called Andy Tubman, named Andy Tubman. He joined us. A cousin of ours named Patrick O'Connor, who coincidentally now plays guitar in the band Shaky Graves. So Patrick, Andy, myself, Matt DePanny, Christian, those five of us. I feel like there was one more. Maybe not. I don't know. And then I called up this guy named Billy Thompson, who was a friend of mine from way back in the day. I've known him since I was 5 years old. Billy's a Paso kid, and he played guitar and produced music. I said, "Hey, Billy, I put together this band. We're going to come up for Zinfest. This is March of 2010, I believe, and maybe 11. No, it's 10. March 2010. Hey, Billy, we're coming up to Zinfest. We got 3 shows booked on these 2 days. Any interest in joining the band?" He says, "Sure, that sounds great. What songs are we doing?" No idea, but I'll let you know. So we picked these songs, go back and forth with Billy, and this is all kind of via text message and Facebook. And so the band rehearses a couple times down south, like the night before we were coming up here. We get up here on a Friday night, 8:00, and we get to Billy's house. And Billy's, if you don't know Billy's house, Billy built his house. It's on Union Road. It's an amazing house. It's a 3-level house. The whole downstairs ground level is a music rehearsal / recording studio. It's amazing. And he built it for that. And so we got to Billy's house. We set up shop there in the studio. We rehearsed for about 3.5, 4 hours till about midnight, 1:00 in the morning. And then the next morning, we packed up and got out to Chronic Cellars to Zinfest and set up and played there. Our first show ever was at Zinfest Chronic Cellars. I believe it was 2010. I'll have to go back, but I'm pretty sure it was 2010. So played that show, Chronic Cellars, boom. That night, we packed up, and then that night we went over to a place called Diambino, which is over by the train station, no longer in existence, but we played a show there that night. And then the following day, we played a show at Peachy Canyon. And so we had 3 shows in 2 days, fun time. And then the band, we all went back down to LA. Billy stayed here. So that was the kind of the birth of the Small Kicks. And back then we weren't called the Small Kicks. We were called the Connection. And the name of the band, The Connection, was my idea because what I wanted this band to be, I wanted the end result of our band playing to be a connection, right, to others in the and others that watched us. So that was the reason why I named it The Connection. Everybody in the band hated that name because they thought it was just so generic and boring, and they're right. It was kind of generic and boring, but I liked it. So the connection was born. Boom. Okay, we're gonna push pause on that. I'm giving you the history of the small kicks, by the way, in case you're tuning in, wondering what I'm talking about this morning. I'm literally counting down the minutes and hours to the small kicks first show in 2 years. There's the countdown timer. We're gonna go on stage at Barrel House in 1 day, 10 hours, 13 minutes, and 26 seconds. Yes, Shelly will be there. Shelly rarely, if ever, has missed one of our shows, and so she will be there. And yes, it is true. 60th birthday tomorrow, so we'll celebrate his birthday. I'm going to push pause on the story and check with Mr. Anthony Reed. What's happening?
Hey, Mike, how you doing this morning?
I'm good, man. I'm just running down the history of my band, the Small Kicks.
Awesome, awesome.
How are you doing?
I'm a little groggy this morning. The physical therapist had me doing some new stuff yesterday, which is all good. We're improving that still. He had me walking backwards on the treadmill for 20 minutes. So just to get the leg extension kind of going again in the right leg. So
Hold on. I think we actually have video of you walking backwards yesterday.
I don't think so.
Oh, I think we do. Hold on a minute. Let me see here.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get it here. Keep talking. I'll pull the video up.
Okay. So other than that, not much is really going on. I had a weird kind of occurrence happen at my apartment last night, of all places.
Oh,
Some person, I'm not going to call them a community member, but somebody in the area, I'll just say that, decided to come up to my apartment window and bang on it and yell obscenities at me or somebody.
and
And
did you know this person?
I did not. I don't know who this person is. If you want to bring it up, I caught it on my Ring camera, and you can bring up the picture on my page once you get a chance.
Okay, yeah. But before we do that, I got that footage of you. Actually, they captured it. You walking backwards on your treadmill yesterday, with your therapist. Here it is.
Oh, you're hilarious.
There it is.
You're hilarious.
As soon as you said walking backwards on the treadmill, I thought, oh, moonwalk. Okay, sorry. Okay. That's funny. All right. Okay, so let's see. Your Ring video is going to be
Yeah.
on your Pastor Robles Incidents and Actions page.
Yep.
All right. So just so those of you who are just joining us for the first time this morning, Mr. Anthony Reed runs a Facebook page called Pastor Robles Incidents and Actions. It's a page that is dedicated to giving the residents of the North County all of the latest and greatest news and information happening in and around the county, and so Anthony's got over 6,000 followers of this page, and he has this community service where he is actually giving you guys all of the latest news and information in and around the North County. So, Anthony, this is a news item that actually just happened on your doorstep. So, all right,
Yeah.
here's the Ring footage. Let's see here.
So he walks up to my apartment and he says, "Don't ever let her f with a person like me." And then he bangs on my window and then he walks off. So that's like totally random. I don't know this gentleman from Adam. He just kind of walked up there, had something to say, and then banged on my window and walked off.
Yeah.
So I contacted the Paso Robles Police Department. They checked the area. They didn't find him, and so I sent the officer that came by. I sent him the video and the picture and they said that they'll look into it. And I just said okay. And obviously, they said if I see him again, just to call them and they'll come handle it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So people that can't hear the footage, I heard the guy on there.
hmm
It didn't sound like he was kind of in the right frame of mind. He sounded
right,
a little off kilter there.
yeah,
Um, and I think probably it was just him randomly being either upset or drunk or kind of out there and just picking someone's door to bang on and say something,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, and so like I said, he came up to the window and said, "Don't ever let her f with a guy like me."
Yeah.
And then he banged on the window and walked off. So
Well,
I just,
in all honesty, he's probably giving you some sound advice, right? I don't think I would ever screw with that guy. I
yeah, I
mean,
mean, who knows? I mean, in this day and age with people like that and people of his uh, caliber, I just call that liquid courage. So
yeah.
so who knows?
Well, yeah, I think you did the right thing by not going out and confronting him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had gotten into the shower and I was getting out of the shower, and that's probably a little bit TMI, but my phone alerted me that there was a person at the front door. And then all of a sudden, I heard this bang on the window, and I'm not going to go
Mhm.
out there. And I look at my camera on my phone, and I'm like, oh, there's a guy that just had some colorful language and banged on the window and walked off. So,
Although
yeah,
if you were naked and you did go out and confront him, a 6'6" naked dude opening the door would scare the hell out of me, and I would run.
yeah.
So
But like I said, it's probably a part of the liquid courage. He would have thought that he would have had a good challenge. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
interesting. Well, I'm glad you're safe. Besides all the stuff happening in your front yard, anything else going on in the North County?
No, it was actually a relatively quiet evening last night because, like I said, I had physical therapy, and actually there was a vehicle into a pole. I'm sorry, I'm just waking up. There was the vehicle that did hit a pole in the area of Theater and Highway 46 West. So
Oh,
if you want to bring that up too on the page, I think I put the pictures up there. I think,
yeah.
or if I didn't, then I'll just talk about it. So, but basically, it was a green Chevy Suburban. I didn't get a really good angle on the picture. I had a local tow truck driver send it to me, as he does with every incident that he goes to. From the looks of the picture, it looks like he may have taken out a part of a traffic signal pole.
Oh,
Um, they're
interesting.
they're at the intersection of 46 West and uh, Theater Drive, kind of over there towards the Target area.
Yeah, yeah. I don't see I only see the picture of the actual collision notice. I don't see the picture
Okay.
of the truck. Um, okay. Well, yeah, maybe dig that up and we'll look at that the next time you come on.
Yeah, I'll have that up there. I thought I put up there. I guess I didn't, so
Yeah.
I'll have it up in the next go around.
Okay. Good
Yep.
deal. Are you coming out to Barrel House tomorrow night?
I can't find a ride there, so
Well, we got two things going. I'm going to be broadcasting from there in the morning from 7 to 9. And then in the evening at 5:30 is our show.
hmm
So, yeah, either one of those if you could make it out, it would be fantastic. If
yeah,
not, we'll just
I'll see if I can get a ride out there in the morning. But the problem is I would have to find a ride back. So, which I can ask somebody to help me out with that. So I'm sure that if I ask my dad if he's still watching this, he can give me a ride out there to Bear House, and then I'll ask probably
I
my
I
mom to
I
come
was
and
gonna
get
say
me. So
I could probably get you back there. I just wouldn't be
Okay.
able to grab you in the morning. So, but we'll
Yeah.
talk offline
And
about that.
yeah, for sure. Sounds good.
All right. Well, we will we'll chat with you here in a little bit. I'm going to keep going with the history of the small kicks part 1.
All right, awesome. I'm gonna get you on my big screen, so I'll see you then.
Sweet. All right. See you,
All
Anthony.
right, later. Yeah.
Later. All right, Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. Just a sweet, kind-hearted young man who is just devoted to doing this community service for us of reporting all the things that are happening in and around the county. So super cool guy. Glad to know him and glad that he's become a friend here of the show and of me personally. So awesome dude, and a Bearcat. So you can't hate on him. All right, so back to the history of the Small Kicks Part 1. Played our first shows, ZinFest Weekend 2010. And I gave you the original lineup. We had Andy Tubman, a background on him, singer-songwriter, beautiful kid from the Southeast, super talented, an amazing artist, agreed to help us and play piano for this first round of shows. Matt DePanny, the bass player for the Mowgli's, and another amazing, beautiful soul. And then Patrick O'Connor, a cousin of mine who is also a guitar player for different bands, including one that's called Shaky Graves. And so he was playing with us this first round of shows. Patrick at the time was also a child. He was like an actor, right? I think he was like 19 or 18. No, he might have been 20 years old at the time. Patrick, unfortunately, for the next round of shows, Patrick got called in to do some kind of Disney. It was like a Disney show that he had a recurring role on. And so Patrick got called out to these shows to do this acting thing. And so he was unable to join us for the next round of Small Kicks or Connection shows. And so Billy and I kind of had to scramble to figure out, okay, what are we going to do if we don't have Patrick on guitar? Who else can we find? And so I'm going to leave you with that little cliffhanger right there. And then we'll get back to that story. So in case you're keeping track, Patrick gets called to a Disney show and the Small Kicks are left without a guitar player. What are we going to do? All right. And with that, it's Mr. McFarland, Activities Director, ASB Advisor for Templeton High School. Welcome. Hey, so how much time do you have? Do you have an hour?
Oh, gosh, no. I'm actually running a little short on time today, buddy. It's a big day.
Okay, well, I'll talk about it without you online then. I was going to solicit feedback and thoughts about the foyer. Yeah. So we were going to talk about the gym and how we can make that entrance to the gym look like you're walking into that eagle's nest and it's a whole nother world.
Yeah, and maybe there's some people out there, Mike, actually, honestly, that would love to help out and maybe have some skills in that area that could help us turn that into a great entrance.
Yeah, so Mr. McFarland and I were talking yesterday, and we've noticed that you go to certain schools and you walk into their gym and they've got their front little lobby area that seems to be a little dialed. Some people have video running on the wall and cases of like trophies and halls of fame and walls of fame and all kinds of things. Paso has a great little entry area where they've got some video footage running of the student athletes as you're entering into the gym. So Mr. Mack came up with the idea of like, hey, we've got all of this space that people pass through to go to these events, and it's a missed opportunity for us. And it's no kind of dig on current people who are in charge. It's more of like, it's just been an afterthought, but it's a great opportunity for us to kind of restructure what that looks like and have it be a great selling point for our programs and just our overall appearance, right?
Yeah, thousands of people walk through there every year.
Yeah.
And it's a great opportunity for people to see. And we were talking, Mike, about one of the Disney, I don't know, business models is that everything speaks. So, you know, when you walk on campus, we want people, before they meet anybody, we got great people here, but before they meet anybody, when they see the facilities, when they walk in the gym, they just say, hey, this is a quality program and a quality school that I'm walking into, just because everything speaks, you know? So just a something you and I are throwing around with Coach Farley and seeing the difference we can make on our campus. So if there's any volunteers out there that got a little bit construction background, perhaps, or just design, you know, kind of thing, we'd love to talk to you. Reach out to Mike.
Sure. Reach out to me. I'm coordinating the entire effort. No.
Well, we know where you are every day, 7 to 9. So that's why it's easy to connect with you.
That's right. Absolutely. No, it would be fun. I would almost lobby to build a little recording studio in that old snack bar and have that be the home of the Morning Buzz on game days. I don't know, something to think about.
Wow, that's a great idea.
What would be really even more cool is a student-run media station type thing, which, you know, I know you guys are producing a ton of videos and different forms of media,
podcast.
like podcasts.
Yeah.
It would be cool to have kind of something set up on a permanent basis for these kids, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, maybe is the district flying any positions for morning show hosts? Because I'd like to apply if there's anything that the district's got going on
for the district morning show.
Yeah, is there no? Yeah, I don't know if you caught Mr. Asplund and Mr. Andy yesterday, Mr. Andy,
Mr. Burnett.
Mr. Burnett, thank you. But they did mention that they've got a ton of positions that they're flying for the district.
Yeah.
And in addition to this district, Paso, Tascadero, I mean, every district in the county, because there's so much funding that's been freed up for all of the COVID catch-up stuff.
Right.
So we're in stiff competition with other districts to attract the best talent to come work for Templeton. So
if you apply and don't get into Templeton, then you could look to, you're saying, to Paso or Tascadero.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure. For
Great.
Sure. So, all right. I know you're short on time. What do we got going on?
Oh man, we got a ton of sports today. Let's see. We've got varsity boys tennis senior night, varsity girls soccer, JV boys basketball, varsity girls basketball. Those are all, and golf and JV girls soccer. Those are all at home. All of it's at home, starting at 3:00 through, I don't know, 8:30 tonight or something. And then our only road show tonight is varsity boys soccer with an early start at 3:15, playing Orchid.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know how Archie's going to be in all those places at once, but he'll be there.
Magic.
And we had a bunch of stuff going on yesterday too. I know you were at the girls volleyball senior night, and did you hang around and see the guys?
I did not. I did not see the guys.
Did you hear the result?
No.
Guys won. Knocked off top ranked Rigetti.
Beast. I love it.
In four. Just smacked them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for them. That's so great.
Yeah.
So yesterday when I made the prediction of the girls winning in 4, I was actually talking about the guys winning in 4.
Exactly. I knew that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Well, the girls lost in 3. And yeah. I mean, it was senior night. We got to celebrate our 4 seniors. That was a sweet thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
The moms of the seniors did, and some of the dads too, did an amazing job of putting the presentation together. It was Coach Farley's birthday. I have a regret. I didn't wish him happy birthday over the loud system when I did the senior announcements, but he'll forgive me.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of an interesting. It was kind of like the perfect ending to that season, though, for those senior girls, right? It was like, of course, we lost in 3, but they all fought hard. They played well.
But 4 great girls.
Oh, amazing!
4
Yeah,
great girls. So obviously the win-loss of the season is not. I mean, it might be a reflection on their ability to, the whole team to play together. But man, no reflection on those girls as people. Boy, those are 4 great girls right there.
Yeah, really good girls. And they're all. I saved my notes. Maybe I can remember. So Lindsay is going to. Lindsay English is going to Cuesta, and she's gonna tackle some of her kind of general ed stuff, and then hopefully get into Texas A&M, where she's gonna go do some ag stuff, which will be awesome. And then Summer Larson's also gonna go to Cuesta, and she's gonna look at possibly doing some business or kinesiology. Is her stuff. Abby's gonna go to Belmont and study entrepreneurship, and that's in Nashville. Entrepreneurship and business, no, entrepreneurship and music. And then the fourth one, Tawny, is going to where? Where's my notes?
Tawny is going to Boise State.
Boise State, that's right, and she's studying business there. It was psychology. No, maybe it's psychology. It is psychology. Yeah. So, really cool. And they had these big posters that you've seen them around town and stuff for some of the teams. Those things are awesome.
Great. Oh my gosh, these are so good. And I want to give a shout out to the company, but I'm not sure which one it is, and I don't want to say the wrong one. So maybe we can talk. Maybe we can figure that out and announce it tomorrow.
Let's call them Big Poster Company.
No, I think it's a sign company, to be honest.
Shout out to Big Sign Poster Company.
No, I think it's we'll have to find out. I bet Angela English. I mean, of course she'd be watching this morning, so she could probably tell us. She'll probably chat it out there for us. Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen these posters, you can catch they were at the football game. They were at a volleyball. I know that guys and girls soccer are currently hanging on Main Street on the fence of the basketball court of the middle school. So kind of across the street from the high school. Man, great. Such great advertisement. There you go. There's one right there.
There's the visual.
Yeah, great visual.
Look at how big that is. It's great.
Yep.
Yeah,
that has just been that's phenomenal. That is I have been so impressed by those and the people who have been involved in making that happen for our athletes. That's just been a real blessing for them.
So cool. Yeah, and that poster is currently sitting on our table right now. I thought that they were going to hang them up around town, but maybe not. I guess the girls got to take them home.
Yeah, I was wishing we could hang them around campus, but that's all right. Maybe another year. I heard the Brady Foundation was thinking about sponsoring all of those next year.
A Brady Foundation, wow.
Yeah. That's your last name.
I don't know anything about a Brady Foundation, but okay.
Yeah.
No, what would be cool is if we had those hanging somewhere on campus as people walked up to these sporting events, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they do for the one senior night, but it'd be cool if we did it at the beginning of the year. Maybe there's a sign company out there that wants to sponsor those things for us next year, and we could do that at the beginning of the year and then have them all up at each venue. So out on the field, whatever. I think that would just be awesome.
I noticed at Righetti High School they have in their gymnasium they have the big scoreboard and then they have the small scoreboard. And each scoreboard is sponsored by a different car dealership, which meant that the car dealership probably bought those, right?
Yeah.
More or less, right? So we don't have anything like that, do we?
We obviously have scoreboards, but we don't have a sponsorship like that.
So maybe we can find a big corporate sponsor that helps us rebuild that foyer into like some kind of visually appealing entryway, right?
Yeah, and if anybody in all honesty, if anybody's interested in helping us out, they could contact you and we could set up a time where we could walk in and talk about, a vision for things. And
yeah, for sure. morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com is my email. If you want to send me a note, if you'd like to take part in helping us put together this vision, that would be awesome. So, all right, what else? Baseball lost a heartbreaker.
Oh my gosh, man, those guys.
10 innings.
Those guys are the Tough Luck Ball Club, man. I'm telling you. They had boy, what did the coach say? They let's see, they had multiple. Well, first of all, they rallied, right? Because they were we tied the game with in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. And Jacob Matthews got an RBI to bring in to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th. Okay, it's awesome.
Okay.
Or top of the 7th. Sorry, I was on the road. Top of the 7th, and then we had multiple chances. The coach was saying multiple chances to score in the 8th, 9th, and 10th innings, I think, and then the bottom of the 10th. We lost to St. Joe's 4-3.
Wow.
So these are character building games. And I like to think that, this is all part of the story, and you can't get down on yourself for one game, but we've had a series of like 4 games where the game was in our hands. I mean, literally in our hands.
Yeah.
And just couldn't finish it off. And I think that hopefully, you got to get into the playoffs. You get into the playoffs and you take what you learned from these losses, and then you say, hey, we've been here before. We can do that. You kind of learn from your mistakes. And I'd rather lose a game now. I don't know. I mean, I'd rather lose a game now and learn the lessons we got to learn. And then when you hit the playoffs, you win the big one. So you have to win. So yeah. It's not we can do it.
There's a couple different schools of thought, though. There's something to be said for momentum, right?
Absolutely. We got still a number of games left. So
yeah, baseball is a game of slumps and hot streaks, and you just gotta hopefully be on a hot streak in the right time.
Yep.
Right, and slumping when you can afford to slump.
Right.
So, spoken like a true Dodgers fan right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you happen to catch yesterday my interview with I wanted to call him Commissioner Farley, Coach Farley?
No, I did not, but I'm interested to hear what he said. If you can say it in in like a 2-minute span.
Yeah, absolutely. So Coach Farley announced that it's as a result of their league regional meeting that they had on Monday, he was able to successfully appeal to the committee and put our football team back down into the Ocean League. So we're out of the Mountain League for next season, and we're into the Ocean League. The Ocean League now next year will consist of Morro Bay, Mission, Atascadero, San Luis Obispo, Templeton, and Santa Maria. So that's good.
Exactly where we should be. It's not like we're moving to a place where, that's our league. That's where we should be.
So the changes are Pioneer Valley went up to the Mountain League, and then us and San Luis Obispo came down to the Ocean League. So I think that's a pretty good alignment there.
Absolutely.
Some of the other games that we're slated to play next year, it's a 10-game season. So obviously Morro Bay, Mission, Atascadero, Slow, Santa Maria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 games. We've got one with Kalinga scheduled, one with West Bakersfield scheduled, one with Piedmont scheduled. That's 8. So there's 2 more games out there that I don't know what they are yet, but looks like on August 27th, 2021 will be the first snap of Templeton football Eagles 21 season. Actually, the second.
Home or away?
I feel like it's away, but don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So interesting. Here's a little bit of trivia maybe that people can talk about in 20 years. Name the year that the Templeton Eagles football team had 2 seasons in one calendar year. The answer would be 2021.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll call this 2021 part 2 coming up here in the fall. So I'm excited that we're not playing Paso because then I won't be torn. And then we are playing Atascadero. There's nothing that I love more than rooting against Atascadero Greyhounds. So I'm
your favorite team is anybody that Atascadero is playing, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So super pumped about that. All right, you got to go.
I got to go.
Anything else?
We are super excited about our luncheon today. Ian McPhee is whipping up a little something for the staff. So, man, if you have never been to, well, I don't know that there's anybody that listens to your show that hasn't been to McPhee's.
Right.
But if you are maybe new, just moved into town today, maybe you haven't eaten at McPhee's, but man, that is the place. So amongst other great restaurants in town, but boy, does Ian take care of the high school with supporting the football team for, team dinners and taking care of the teachers for staff appreciation and that sort of stuff. So looking forward to that. Ag put on a great spread for barbecue. That was great. CI's done great this week, and so has ASB and Trader Joe's partnered up to put on a spread for us. So, Christine Ames, hey, we'd love to have you on staff here.
So, 2 things. If you see me on campus wearing one of Allison's Eagles coach shirts, don't think twice. That's just me. I'm part of the staff.
Absolutely.
So I'll be there for lunch. The second thing is your shirt that you're wearing. A little bit of trivia about the Eagle on that.
Yeah, the Bad Bird.
The Bad Bird was designed. Here's useless information that you need to know that Ben Swan told me. The Bad Bird was designed by Coach Tim Alvord in the 1970s for the Templeton Eagles.
Nice.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's the Bad Bird is it's hard to find these days, but when you got it, you got to wear it.
I think we got to bring it back.
There is a move.
I like it.
Work on a logo. You should talk to Coach Farley about that next time you have him on.
Interesting. Oh yeah, I do need to talk. I don't want to put him on the spot though.
Yeah.
Maybe can we say that we're in talks to try to I guess make our school logo more uniform across all teams?
You can say that. Say that. That is true.
And that's about it. That's
all we're going to say at this point.
Yeah. But I like the Bad Bird. So
yeah. And I think next week, Mike, as I'm leaving, I think next week we should have even more of a schedule for football. So maybe you can announce that next week.
Yeah,
you can to announce the games, and hopefully we'll know a homecoming date next week too. Next week for next year's once they have the schedule all lined up, we'll be able to determine what homecoming is and all that sort of stuff. So
I'll bet you're excited to get your normal school year back up and running, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, hey, Mike, have a great day. I'll probably see you on campus today.
Sounds good.
If you're around 1:00, bring a fork.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
And Christine, if you're around 1:00, bring a fork as well.
Matt's basically inviting the entire community to the McPhee.
No, that was Mike and Christine and Ben Swan. And Ben Swan.
Yeah. All right. See ya. Bye. All right. Matt McFarland, the ASB director, athletic activities director, ASB advisor. Thanks. I've only been saying that for about 7 months. And so he is awesome, and he gives the kids everything he's got each and every single day. So we love you, Matt. Thanks for all of your contributions. All right, in case you're just joining us, it's 7:50 in the morning. Today is Thursday, May 6th. And let's do this real quick. I just need to check. Bear with me. Where is it? Did I lose? Hold on. Oh boy, did I lose it? Stand by. Do not go anywhere. Just trying to find something. Okay. Let's see. Yes, I got it. All right, here we go. It's time to check in on the countdown. Oh, it's 1 hour or 1 day, 9 hours, 38 minutes, and 43 seconds until the Small Kicks take the stage at Barrel House Brewing Company. All right, so that's good to know. All right, so in case you're just joining me, I was running down the history of the Small Kicks this morning, the band that I'm in, that is playing for the first time in 2 years tomorrow at Barrel House Brewing Company. We've got a super fun day tomorrow. I'm going to be broadcasting live from Barrel House in the morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'll be on the truck stage. The artist profile for tomorrow is going to be none other than yours truly and the rest of my guys in my band. Well, some of them maybe, the Small Kicks. We're going to talk music. We're going to get to know the guys in the band. We're going to play a couple songs acoustically for you. It'll be a fun morning, and maybe we can maybe we can get Russell from Barrel House or Jason or Billy or somebody to come in and talk beer with us for a few minutes. That would be great. Yeah, so we'll be there from 7 to 9 tomorrow morning, and then 5:30, the Small Kicks take the stage. But I've been told to get there early because seating and space is limited. They are going out of their way to make sure that they are continuing to stay in compliance with all of the state and county and local health guidelines as it relates to the COVID-19 pandemic. And so they want to make sure that everybody stays safe, that everybody is following the rules, but they are going to do anything and everything they can to maximize the number of people that can be there safely to have a good time tomorrow night. And we have the distinct honor of being the first free show back at Barrel House since the pandemic started. They had a ticketed show with a traveling country artist that came through about 2 weeks ago. That thing sold out in less than 24 hours. We are the first live music they are having outside of that in the community that's free. So Barrel House is an all ages venue. So you show up there with your kids. They've got non-alcoholic beverages in the cooler. They've got plenty of alcoholic selections. And they've got food there full time now, which is great. So like it's a thing. It's going to be a great night. The weather's supposed to be amazing. What is it supposed to be? Let me look here. Bear with me. Weather. Tomorrow the weather is, I don't even know. I think it's Paso, right? Yeah, so tomorrow's going to be 81. So it's going to be a perfect night tomorrow night. All right, so excuse me. You need to be out there. If you're not planning on being out there, get out there early if you want to come down, because again, like I said, we're kind of limited with the amount of people that we can get out there. But every time the Small Kicks play there, it seems to be a reunion of some sort. So I know people are itching to get out and experience live music and dance. This isn't Footloose, people. You guys are allowed to dance at our shows. We will not regulate the dancing. So just so you know that dancing is allowed in Paso and Templeton. So Anthony, are you much of a dancer, like pre-accident, before when you were a little more mobile? Did you like to dance?
Kind of a little bit. I can move around, or could move around every now and again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. What was your favorite dance move? Can you just kind of mimic just from the torso up, like the upper half of your body? No. Okay.
No, not unless you pay me.
Okay. I'll buy you a beer. How about that? I'll buy you a beer.
Maybe if I took the
Do a
beer
little robot.
first.
Do a little
Maybe.
robot. A little robot.
Maybe if I had the beer first in me. So
Okay. All right.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But hey, I did find a ride out there in the morning. I would just need a ride back. So
Beautiful. I'll get you home. Yeah,
yeah,
that
awesome.
sounds good. I'll get you home, and hopefully we don't come across that guy that's banging on your door.
Yeah, if he does, I have something for him. So
Uh-oh. All right.
yeah.
Hopefully it's a hug.
If he tries to break in, it'll be more than a hug. So
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Did you get those pictures up of the incident, the car
I
accident?
did. I did. Go ahead and bring up the page, and you can check out the significant damage to a light pole in the area of Theater Drive and Highway 46 West.
I don't see. Let's see here. Bear with me.
So that picture, I'll just talk about
Got
the
him. I
source
got
of.
him here.
I'll talk about the source of the accident pictures. So it comes from a local tow truck driver uh, by the name of Bernie. I can't pronounce his last name, but he works for Pete Johnson Towing. And so he was so gracious enough to provide me with those pictures. And he was there on scene. And so I actually asked him yesterday if he can start sending me accident scenes and all that, because I get my like locations uh, from Post Point and obviously the scanner, and I rely on those in the community who are able to get out to these scenes, as I'm preparing to get out more again, obviously, in the coming months. So uh, Bernie from Pete Johnson Towing sent me those pictures from yesterday's crash scene. So
Thank
um,
you. Thank you,
yeah,
Bernie. Yeah, it'd be fun if you got his last name on and we could like try to pronounce it together.
yeah, it's SI.
SI.
Hold on one second. One second.
All right.
Uh,
All right. In case you're just joining the morning buzz, here's what we're doing. Anthony runs Pass Robles Incidents and Actions. It's a Facebook page. He gives us the news and information, all the things that we need to know every single morning in terms of what's happening in and around town. He's reporting on a single car collision into a light post or stoplight yesterday over by Theater Drive. And
mhm.
he's got a tow truck driver that gives him some of these photos, and the tow truck's driver's name is
Okay, Mike,
Bernie.
you ready for it?
Okay, what's Bernie's last name here?
It's spelled Siordia.
Hold on. Let me put
Sorordia.
SID.
SIORDIA.
Okay, look at the screen. Let me know.
Sorordia. I'm
Sid-
assuming that's what it's.
Sidordia?
Yeah, it's SIORDIA. Yeah.
All right, Bernie Sidordia. We'll call you that. Thanks for these photos. Keep them coming. All right, if you guys
Yeah, he
know
works.
Bernie, let
Yeah,
him know
yeah,
he's now officially one of our contributors.
yeah. He works for Pete Johnston Towing. Actually, funny fact about Bernie is that his father actually owns the business, and so I know him, and I actually met him when I started the page and all that stuff, and I was able to get to crash scenes, obviously pre-accident, and so I would see him every now and again or whatever, and we would chit chat on the scenes and stuff like that. So yeah,
Awesome.
shout out to Bernie.
All right, Bernie. Thanks for those photos. Anything
Yeah.
else happening in and around?
No, just like I said, I had that weird occurrence last night. For those of you that are just joining,
Yeah.
a random person came up to my apartment and decided to have some colorful language and bang on my window. So I sent the picture and the video to my neighbor, and she called me instantly. I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And I just said, "I don't know," but I just said, "Thank goodness I have cameras."
Yeah.
So if you were to break into my house or something other than what he did, I would have it on video. So
Well, glad you're safe, and keep us posted if anything else happens in the next hour.
will do.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, see ya.
All right, Anthony Reed, past Robles incidents and actions. If you have any incidents that you'd like to report, get out to the general public. All you got to do is text Anthony 805-423-1541. He's got this great platform of over 6,000 people following that rely on him to get the news and information to him. So I was talking about the history of the small kicks. That's what we've been spending the morning doing. And speaking of the small kicks, okay, so Patrick, our guitar player, our original guitar player, got called in to go to this Disney production. He was going to be gone for a few months. It was some show that he was a regular on, and so he left. And then Billy and I sat down at a coffee shop one day and we said, hey, okay, we need to get a guitar player. Who can we call? And we both kind of thought about this guy named Todd Andrew. And we're like, hey, Todd's a friend of ours. Todd plays guitar. Todd recently moved back to Paso. I wonder what he's doing and if he can play with us. And so we reached out to him, and Todd jumped at the opportunity and said, I'm in. When's our first show and where is it? We said, great. Our first show is tomorrow, and it's at Senor Sancho's. And I know what you're thinking. You guys played at a taco restaurant? Yes, we did. We played at Senor Sancho's. We did 2 shows and at Senor Sancho's. It was we did one at the one on Spring Street, and we did one at the one up at on Creston Road. And we called that little mini weekend of shows the Beer, Beans, and Burgundy Tour. Beans because Mexican restaurant, right? So Todd Andrew immediately regretted saying yes to playing with us after he learned that he was going to be playing at a Mexican restaurant. But looking back on it, if you follow any type of like historic punk rock band at all, you know that these guys, punk rock players, play at weird random places. And so it was very punk rock of us to play at Senor Sancho's, thinking back at it. But all right, so we have Todd. Todd's in the band at this point. We've got Andy Tubman, our keyboard player that played with us for the first round of shows, who was unable to play with us again because he had a project that he was kicking off called Sing Fit. In case you don't know what Sing Fit is a app that is let me pull it up. Sing Fit is an app that he and his family developed. That basically is a therapy. It's using music as therapy to work with people with dementia, Alzheimer's, brain injuries, pain, behavioral health, cardiovascular disease, other conditions. SingFit basically is a system that they've developed that allows them to use music as therapy with people with these conditions. And so he's gone on to be super successful with this project, SingFit. It's an app that he and his family developed. Let's see if I can get a picture of him on the screen. Here we go. Okay. So Rachel is his sister, and there's Andy. Andy's the co-founder, chief of therapy. And so Andy was playing piano for us first round of shows, but after this app kind of took off, he had to remove himself from the lineup. And so we have this rule in the Small Kicks: you're always in the band even when you leave, and so you're never leaving the band, you're always just taking a break. So Andy's been on a break for about 10 years. So we found ourselves without a keyboard player, and we did a couple shows without keyboards altogether. But we needed that vibe and that feel. And so coincidentally, at the time, I'm still living in Marietta, California. In case you're not familiar with where Marietta is, it's 70 miles southeast of Hell, down in Southern California. It's off the 15 freeway. And so I'm in Marietta, bedroom community, commuter community. I was living on the 15 freeway, commuting an hour and a half each way every day to Anaheim, California. Talk about a very miserable experience, but more on that later. My next door neighbor happened to be this kid. He was probably 16, 18 years old. When I moved there, he was 14. By the time he joined the band, I think he was 19. And Kenny Ulrich, we call him Kenny Tickles because he tickles the ivories. Kenny Ulrich is this just crazy child prodigy piano player that happened to live next door to me. And so I went over one day and talked to his parents, and I said, "Hey, I want to have your kid join my band. Don't worry, we'll take care of him on the road. He's just going to go hang out with a bunch of 30-year-olds." Because at the time I was 33 or something. We'll take care of him. He'll be safe. Kenny joins the band, and Kenny just is an amazing keyboard player. Like, still to this day, I've never played with any other keyboard player that is better than him. Sorry, Ben. I love you. You have an amazing talents of your own. But Kenny just, he used that thing like it was part of his body. It was insane. So Kenny joined us he was with us for 5 years on keyboards. Matt DePanny around the same time, 2013-ish. Matt DePanny is his band, the Mowglis, is starting to take off. The Mowglis became a signed band that ended up going on national and international tours. They were signed to a major record label and a major deal. They got to play at numerous festivals to hundreds of thousands of people, tour all over the world. They became super popular in 2014 when the Giants won the World Series. They had a song called San Francisco that was the official song of the San Francisco Giants. And so that kind of catapulted them into a little bit of a stardom. And so they kind of went on to just become super busy. Matt had to drop out of our band, or take a pause from our band, as I like to say, as the bass player. And so at that point, we enlisted a guy named Jason Slauson, which, if you know anything about our band now, it consists of all Bearcats. Jason Slauson, class of 97, 98, 97, 90, one of those years. Slauson joins the band. Jason devotes his life to providing a blanket of security over Diablo Canyon. We appreciate his service. And so Jason is a local kid, and Jason joined the band playing bass for, I want to say 2013-ish, maybe 13, 14, 15, 16. So he's been in the band for 7 years-ish. And as I say, you never quit the band, you just take a break. Jason took a break in 2017, 18, and now he's back with us playing bass again. And so now at this point, we needed more guitars because 3 guitars wasn't enough. We had Billy on rhythm guitar, myself on acoustic rhythm guitar, Todd on lead guitar, and we needed to add a 4th guitar. So we added one of my brothers, Dustin Ballou. I love Dustin. Dustin is an amazing guy, great musician. Dustin's responsible for most of the artwork that you see on the Small Kicks media stuff. And so Dustin came in to play rhythm guitar with us. We added that guitar player. And then Christian exited the band, our original drummer, around the same time. So we enlisted a guy named Jake Duarte. Jake became our drummer until this last year. And now Jake's no longer our drummer. I need a chart, basically, that kind of shows you guys what it looks like. Dustin leaves the band in 2017. We enlist Jason Slosson's brother, Nathan Slosson, to play bass guitar. Jason moves to rhythm guitar. And then last year, Jake leaves. Nathan slides into drums. Jason slides back over to bass guitar. And so now the lineup as it stands right now is Billy Thompson on rhythm guitar and textures. Oh, and I totally missed when Ben joined the band. Ben joined the band in 2015 as our keyboard player, as Kenny transitioned out of music and into corporate America. So Benjamin's been with us since 2015. So, and he is a dream come true. He sings backup vocals, plays great melodies and textures on the keys. He's an amazing person. And he is just a super talented, sweet kid, and I love him to death. All right, so now we have Billy, rhythm guitar, textures. We have Todd, lead guitar, wailing. I just made that up. I don't know. Jason Slosson on bass guitar. Myself on lead vocals. Oh, Jason Slosson on bass guitar and backup vocals. Myself on lead vocals and acoustic guitar. Benjamin Taylor on keyboard, and then we have Nathan Slosson, Jason's little brother, on drums, sliding in there. So we have a 6-piece. And at one point we had a saxophone player for a few shows, which, don't get me started on the sax player. I was all for it. I felt like with that sax player, we kind of went to a whole new level. The other guys in the band weren't completely sold on it. But you know, it is what it is, right? So no sax player right now. Sorry, I slept wrong on my back and it's a little jacked up. So there's 6 of us. So tomorrow night we take the stage at Barrel House. It's the 6 of us. It's the first show that we've played with the 6 of us in this lineup. And we've had a few weeks of rehearsing. I think we've done 4 rehearsals so far. The band, in my humble opinion, is sounding better than it's ever sounded. The sound is full. It's steady. It's the songs are great. You know, I'm going to be so excited to take the stage tomorrow night. It'll be fun. And from a personal level, I spent the last 6 years of my life building a business. And that business, you know, was something that really took a lot out of me and my family. And unfortunately, that business is no longer. We you know, had a pretty rough time with it in the last you know, year or two. And so I made the decision at the end of the year that the business would be shut down completely. And so that being said, moving forward, this band and music has been a huge part of therapy for me to kind of get past and move forward and really just kind of rebuild myself as a person and my spirit. And so I cannot wait to be on stage tomorrow night playing music with my best friends, my brothers. It's something of a long time coming. And when Jason Carvalho reached out to Billy at Barrel House and said, "Hey, Billy, how about the Small Kicks play the first show back in May? Are you down?" Billy hit us up on our group chat, and everybody was like, "Let's make it happen." Of course, like there's no place we'd rather be. And so we played at Barrel House for 3 years, every month, once a month on that truck stage before they built the big stage. And it was literally a high school reunion every show that we played. It was a lot of fun. Hey, Tim Massey, hello to you. Thanks for joining us this morning. We were just talking about the tomorrow night's show at Barrel House. So if you're in town, Tim, come out. Music is the best therapy. I agree. It's crazy what music does for the soul. And so when you add music and friends and connecting with friends and dancing, it's just something on a whole new level. And so the Small Kicks shows, for me, I try to make them a celebration of life every show that we play. And so Literally, when you're there with your friends and your family, dancing and singing, there's nothing else in life that matters except for everything in that moment. And that's something that I try to point out and make sure that everybody keeps top of mind during these shows. And so, look, we don't take ourselves super seriously. We love the music we play. We have a great time. I'm not, we're not one of those bands that's going to play a bunch of songs that nobody knows. We're going to play a collection of songs that is going to make people dance. A collection of songs that hopefully brings up some type of good memories for you guys. A collection of songs that you will feel compelled to sing along to. And just songs that we love to play. And so hopefully that comes out in the music as we perform them tomorrow. So super excited. We will play some originals. I think I have 2 or 3 or 4 original songs mixed in there. And if you've followed the band for any amount of time, you probably know the originals. We'll play and we'll have fun. It'll be the first show of the summer for us. We plan on, I think June's not going to have a show because Todd's in like 17 bands. And Billy has a travel schedule with his wife, and I've got a daughter graduating in June. And Jason's got a family vacation plan. So it's just life happens, right? So June's out of the picture. July, we're going to do at least one show. And then August and September, of course, we'll get out there as well. So, but this will be a fun show. We love the truck stage. It's very cool, but the new stage is pretty awesome and great for shows. You guys playing on the truck stage? Hopefully so. It's what makes Barrel House cool. Live music on the truck stage. Shelly, we were going to play on the truck stage up until the day before yesterday. We were scheduled to play on the truck stage. Here's the problem. The problem is when you play on the truck stage, you're limited with the amount of people that you can invite in to watch the show, right? And so as Jason, the owner of Barrel House, and I were conversing earlier this week, him and I both received a number of different phone calls and texts from people excited to come out and experience live music for the first time in over a year at Barrel House. And so we quickly realized that this show was probably going to be attended by more people than we thought. And so we made the decision, and actually Jason, kudos to him for thinking about this stuff. In the best interest of everybody's health and safety, the decision was made collectively to move us from the little stage, the truck stage in front, to the back amphitheater, the larger stage, larger area, so that people can spread out. People can spread out and enjoy themselves and not have to worry about, being too crammed and public health concerns. So we will be out in the amphitheater in the back. So, it's going to be a full house, I have a feeling. Christine Ames, the Small Kicks will be at the backyard tonight. That's the question. I will be at the backyard tonight. I'm playing the backyard every Thursday acoustically. Mike Brady will be there with my acoustic guitar every Thursday through the end of May at the very least. And so that's been something, somewhat of a residency that I signed up for with the owners of the backyard. Russell and Amy Baker have asked me or agreed to let me play there every Thursday from 6 to 8. So if you guys haven't gone out to the backyard, you're looking for a nice end of day cocktail and a good meal. That's a fun place. It's a beautiful atmosphere. They just did an awesome job designing it. But I'll be at the backyard tonight and every Thursday night from 6 to 8. You can join me. I'll sing some of the songs I'll sing tomorrow night. I'll sing some songs that you won't hear tomorrow night. I love doing it. It's a fun night. And so I'll get going around 6, probably wind up around 8, 8:30, 9. I don't know, depending on how the night goes. I'm not opposed to staying out later and continuing. So, backyard's a great place to see an acoustic performance and grab a pint of your favorite drink or a glass of wine and the smash burger. Have you guys had the smash burger at Roots on Railroad? Delicious. I've been on the poke bowl myself because of my diet. But yeah, the food there is great and it's cool. If I say this, right? If Paso is the center of the beer and wine world in 2021, then the backyard is the center of Paso. So that's that's how I think of the backyard. Shelly, thanks for joining me this morning. Thank you for the compliments and thank you for the contributions. Now get to work. My name is Mike Brady. I am the host of the Morning Buzz. In case you're joining us for the first time, I do the show every single Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. Typically, I have guests on. Yesterday, we had a ton of guests on. Today, I wanted to do something a little different and kind of give you the rundown of what's happening tomorrow with the Small Kick Show. What's happening tonight with me playing acoustic. And yeah, just kind of run through all of that. Yesterday we had on the show, super busy show. Let me find my schedule. We had on Amanda Moore, who I check in with Amanda every week for the 75 Hard Challenge that I'm on. More on that in a minute. Mr. Mack came on yesterday to talk about stuff. Eric Lewis, who is the history and government econ teacher at Templeton High School. He came on the show yesterday. He always does a little bit of trivia with us. Yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, and so he talked about how Cinco de Mayo started and the history of it, and the fact that they don't really celebrate that too much in Mexico. Coach Crow was on with us for a final football wrap-up. He broke down last Friday night's game with us. Talked about what we can expect for the upcoming season. We had Mr. Asplund and Mr. Burnett on yesterday. The district superintendent and assistant superintendent talked about all of the positions that are going to be open within the district and Templeton. I'm just pulling it up. School district. So in case you don't know, what happened was because of COVID, there was a bunch of funding, federal and state funding that was released to all of the public school systems in California that allowed for them to take advantage of this funding to help get districts and students caught back up, right? As a result of all the issues that transpired with COVID and kids falling behind and educational and also mental issues, right? And so there's a ton of funding available for our district to the tune of a couple $1 million, I believe. So that being said, what the district is doing, along with most districts, are they've got a lot of new positions that are going to be opening up, and so they talked a little bit about what's happening and what positions are becoming available, and they want to make sure that we're getting the word out to everybody that, of course, as I'm looking for their listings of jobs, I can't find it, but they wanted to make sure that they get the word out about all of the employment opportunities within the district. Okay, so okay, here we go. I found it. I'm going to share my screen. Boom. Share. All right, there we go. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. All right, so I'm on the Templeton school site. I'm going to post this link in the chat. So you guys, if you're interested or curious about becoming a member of the staff at Templeton Unified School District, that link that I just posted in the chat will take you to this page that I'm on right now. Here we go. We're going to click on this, and it's going to bring us to all of the postings. And these are the current postings that they have. An English teacher for the high school. Okay, here we go. Looking for a math teacher. It doesn't specify what grade. But they've got 2 math teacher positions open here, it looks like. A noon duty aide campus classroom assistant. Okay, that's a dual position. I don't know what a dual position is. Maybe somebody who's watching that's part of the district can tell me what a dual position is. Is it shared with another person, or is it that's two positions shared by one person? That's what I need to know. Physical education and adaptive PE teacher. Okay, there you go. They're looking for another PE teacher. Speech language pathologist assistant, SLPA, otherwise known as SLPA. There you go. Looking for a bus driver, a campus supervisor. Okay. It's two positions in one. A dual position is two positions for one person. Makes sense. Thank you, Christine. Computer science CTE teacher. Looking for a counselor. Oh, man, we've got 3 pages. All right, so that's page 1. Again, I posted the link to all these listings on the chat, so you guys can go in there. Another counselor, special education teacher, food service assistant, intervention specialist, and campus supervisor. Okay. Another dual position, so that's something to think about there. Physical education intervention specialist. Ooh, that sounds kind of fun, actually. That's you saying to these kids, drop and give me 20. No, it's not, but I like to pretend it is. Reading intervention specialist for the elementary school. A science teacher. Oh, gosh. Stab my eyes with a million spoons. I could not do science for the life of me. I can't even keep my eyes open in science class. But there's a group of people out there that love science, and I'm sure that would be a fun job. All right, department administrative secretary, special ed department. There you go. Okay. Director of special education. Wow, that's a cool job. That's cool that they're adding that. Food service assistant and delivery driver. Oh, it's just a delivery driver. Okay, there you go. All right, now we're going to page 3. And in case you're just joining us, I'm going over the list of all of the positions that are being flown right now, the positions for Templeton Unified School District. And keep in mind, too, in addition to Templeton having this funding available to add staff for next year, they're competing with all of the districts around us as well, who also have additional funding to add staff, all in the wake of this COVID-19 pandemic, in an effort to kind of get caught back up and give our students all of the best opportunities to improve. And so page 3, intervention specialist, elementary, it's a substitute position for 2021. Special ed technician, a custodian substitute poll, a track coach. They're looking for a track coach. Okay. For the middle school, JV boys basketball coach. I might have to apply for that. I'll be honest with you. I would love to coach JV boys basketball. Man, my JV basketball coach was Coach Derek Stroud. It was Derek's first year back from playing in professional baseball. He got a job at the district and coached us in basketball. We were 9-1. Basketball wasn't even his sport, but he was just an intense, mean, just driven coach that rode us hard. So hard that we were 9-1, and we weren't a good team, but we only lost 1 game. So JV boys basketball, fond memory of JV boys basketball. All right, JV girls tennis coach is available. Okay, there you go. School van driver. We actually have a van that looks like a school van. I don't know if that would be enough of a qualification, but classified substitute, on-call aides, non-teaching various positions. Okay, there you go. Temporary English teacher, and more substitute teachers. So there you go. Plenty of positions available moving into next school year for Templeton Unified School District. If you guys are interested in applying to any of these positions, the link to these posts are available on the chat. Mr. Asplund and Mr. Burnett wanted me to make sure that you guys are aware that these positions are available, and we need to do everything we can to attract awesome talent to our district, Templeton, that is. And so I know some of you are watching from Paso. So, but Templeton is really just doing anything and everything they can to attract the best talent on the Central Coast and from outside the Central Coast too, to move here. So, yeah, let's do our part and spread the word. And word of mouth is a powerful thing. So spread the word. If you know anybody who's possibly qualified or would be a great fit for the district, send them that link so that they could sign up. So, all right. And then we had yesterday, in addition to the superintendent and assistant superintendent coming on, we had Joe Farley. Joe Farley is the athletic director for Templeton High School. Joe turned 28 yesterday, I think, 27, 28. Yeah. It was Joe's birthday. We wished him happy birthday. But Joe also gave us an update in regards to what's happening with our football team and the league that we're going to be in next year. So, backstory of this, we got moved into the Mountain League. You remember a couple years ago, we had a dream season. We had just an amazing season where we it was actually not the season that we just had, it was the season before, where we just played our guts out and we were super successful. Well, as a result of that, we got moved into the Mountain League, which the region, I guess they have these meetings and they vote on how to realign the leagues every year. Well, they voted to move Templeton into the Mountain League because of the success we had the previous year. And so what that did for us was it put us in a league with people like St. Joseph and Rigetti and no, not Rigetti. What was Rigetti? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, schools that were traditionally more populated than ours, Paso, for instance. And anytime you have a school that's got a bigger population, you have a bigger pool to choose from for athletes. You have larger teams. And so Coach Crow said it best yesterday, right? When you're playing a school like Rigetti and they've got 62 players on the sidelines, they've got the ability to have their players play one way, right? We have 38, 40 players on the sidelines max. And so a lot of our players are playing both ways. And so really, just physically, realistically, there's no way for us to compete with a school of that size with that many bodies to choose from. Because when Cale Lupnow is wanting to come out because he's super tired from playing both ways, he doesn't really have that option to come out because there's nobody behind him to take on that position that he needs a break from. And so, you know, that was the result of us playing in the Mountain League with schools that had bigger populations than us. We just didn't have the luxury of giving our guys resting time like those other bigger schools. And so Joe Farley attended the meeting on Monday that talked about the realignment of the leagues for the upcoming football season, let's call it 21 part 2, right? The real 20. We call it the real 21. Can we do that? So they met, they all kind of give their spiel about why they think they should move up or down into different leagues, who they think should realign into what leagues and whatnot. So they finally, Coach Farley petitioned and appealed to the committee to move Templeton back down to the Ocean League. And so the appeal was successful after the votes. And so now Templeton 2021 football season part 2 will be part of the Ocean League. And so that's going to align us with schools with similar size student bodies. Morro Bay, Mission, Atascadero, San Luis Obispo, Santa Maria, and Templeton. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 schools. 6 schools total in that Ocean League. And so Coach Farley made that announcement yesterday that that was going to be the new alignment for next year. So we have now games scheduled with Morro Bay, Mission, Atascadero, San Luis, Santa Maria, Coalinga, West Bakersfield, and Piedmont. Piedmont is where Coach Smet went up to be the athletic director. And so we've got 8 games scheduled. There's 2 more pending. And that schedule should be released here in the next, week or so. And so we'll go over that when we get that information. But that was the big news that Coach Farley announced to the group yesterday, was that we were going to be realigned and put back into the Ocean League, which is great news. And so super excited about that. So that was the show yesterday. And as I said, I typically have guests on Monday through Friday. Here's a typical show week schedule. You can see I've got guests lined out all the time. Today I had 0 guests other than Mr. Mack and Anthony. And Anthony joins us every single day. And so does Mr. Mack, right? And I kind of wanted to, 2 things. One, I just didn't really have time to make return phone calls and put together guests for today. I wanted to get Coach Tompkins on to talk about baseball, but I know they had a super long game yesterday, and so I didn't want to disturb him this morning. And so, we'll get some guests on tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a live show broadcasting from Barrel House. The other people that were supposed to come on this week that it didn't work out in their schedule because of how busy they were. We were going to do something at the fairgrounds for the horse show that Coach Crow and Lori are involved in putting on. And it just didn't work out. Timing wise, wasn't good for any of us. And they got this. Lori said this is one of the busiest horse shows she's been to because of the fact that COVID is now, we're kind of in a winding down this pandemic, and everybody's kind of getting used to a new normal. And so the horse show is back to kind of full strength, but it's almost like it's on steroids because everybody's just super pumped to be back out and doing things. And so Lori messaged me this morning and just said, Mike, it's just not going to work out. We're just so busy. And I get it. So we'll circle back with them next week and see how the horse show went. And so, that was unfortunate that we weren't able to do that, but it is what it is. So, it's Thursday, May 6th. It's 8:38 in the morning. Today is going to be, let's see, what's the weather going to be today? It's 55 degrees in Paso right now, high of 82 today. And so if you're out in Paso, great. It's going to be a nice evening to go to the backyard and listen to acoustic music put together by yours truly. It's 54 degrees right now in Templeton. It's going to be a high of 80 degrees today. And it should be sunny, so super nice. All right, so at this time, I wanted to talk in detail about my 75 hard challenge that I am currently on. I know every day I try to give you guys a little bit of an update, and it's just been where I'm looking for my app. Today is day 38, I believe. Day 38 of the 75 hard challenge. Day 38, let's see. I have a checklist that I have to do every single day. The first thing that the first thing on the checklist is the first workout. And then I have a second workout. And then I have to upload a progress picture. And then I have to read 10 pages of a book. I have to remember to drink 1 gallon of water, follow a specific diet, and no cheat meals and no alcohol. So regarding the diet, let's start at the top. My first workout. What I've typically been doing is 1 indoor workout a day and 1 outdoor workout a day. My indoor workout has typically been over at the Lab, which is a gym here in Paso. That's owned by Bradford Young, one of my dear friends. And Bradford is an amazing individual who's an assistant varsity basketball coach at Paso. He does so much for the youth of our community. He has this gym that's got a few hundred members that go to this gym regularly. He does individual one-on-one classes, training. He does small group classes. He does kind of all inclusive. You pay a monthly fee and you can just show up and work out at your discretion, at your own pace, by yourself. It's set up really well. It's a great gym to be a part of. And it's not one of those weird gyms where everybody's staring at each other and everybody's, comparing and body shaming and all that. It's not a CrossFit gym. He's got a ton of free weights. I'm going to take my headphones off because they're kind of bugging me. He's got a ton of free weights. He's got, what does he got? He has rowing machines, a ton of rowing, ton of bikes, stationary bikes, a treadmill. He's got a half-court basketball set up in there. Just a lot of equipment. But his whole goal is kind of strength through mobility. Let me see if I can, the Lab Paso Robles. Let me see if I can pull up his website and share it with you guys. All right, so here's the lab's website. Strength through movement. That's his. So it's over by Borjón Auto Center off of Union Road, and I guess it's Golden Hill. Back there around the corner on Vanderlip Court. But Bradford is the guy who started this gym. Let me see if I can talk about his training philosophy. The philosophy is simple. Strength through movement. Modern living has led us toward a life of fast food, desk jobs, prescription medications, and severe lack of physical activity. At some point in our lives, we begin losing the ability to perform basic human movements, typically as a result of injury, aging, or a sedentary lifestyle. We believe that strength and health go hand in hand, whether it be physically, mentally, or emotionally. A strong individual is a healthy individual. We take pride in teaching proper human movement patterns so that our clients can implement them not only during training sessions, but in real life scenarios as well. So that's kind of what Bradford's philosophy is. And so I joined the lab. There's a good picture of what it looks like. Lots of kettlebells. But I joined the lab back in 2018, maybe, and it's changed my life. Bradford has really changed my life in terms of being able to just do things right. And so he's got some pricing models here. Commitment package: 1 private training session per week, unlimited small group classes, $350 a month. Private training, he breaks it down. This is what a lot of people sign up for. Unlimited classes, $179 a month. You can literally go to 2 classes a day if you want, every day. And the small groups are great because you have every day is different. You've got days where you're doing some type of conditioning, circuit training, days where you're doing some type of weightlifting. But he's always mixing it up and keeping it fresh and working on specific movements and body parts and rotating so that you're always kind of doing this cycle of continuous training on all of your body parts. So going back to the 75 hard challenge, one of the things that I've been doing, my first workout or one of the workouts is typically an indoor workout that's done at the lab. Now, I've been mixing it up because I'm specifically trying to drop weight and body fat. So I've been mixing more cardio into my regimen. And I've been running a lot more. And so sometimes I will go to the lab and do the weight training days, or sometimes I will just go and do the treadmill, and I'll run 5 miles on the treadmill. And so, but nonetheless, one of them has been inside the lab typically for my first workout on my indoor workout. The second workout of my day has been consistently has been for the last few weeks doing this hike up in Atascadero. Let me see here, Stadium Park. Monolith. Map. I'm looking for a map. I can't find a map, but basically Stadium Park is in Atascadero. If you go over by the movie theater, it's back behind there, kind of. You park really kind of underneath the Highway 41 bridge right there, and then you walk. It's a 2-mile round trip hike that I do up to the monolith, that big silver thing that that those artists installed. I don't know. Let's see here. Here's a good picture. Right here. So that's the monolith. Oh, no, that's not the monolith. That. Oh my gosh, come on. All these pop-up ads. So there's the monolith right there. It's this big silver. It's probably 8 feet tall, maybe 9 feet. I don't know. Oh, 10 foot. And it says 10 feet tall right there. So that's the monolith that I go hike to. I do it twice a day. No, I'm sorry. I do that hike once a day, and that's typically been my outdoor workout. I burn about 600 calories. It takes me about 48 minutes. I go up to the monolith, halfway down, and then I climb this rock face up and down 3 times. And that gives me exactly 597 calories burned, 2 miles and 48 minutes. And so it's a great, and as you can probably tell by now, with the workouts, I'm becoming a creature of habit, right? And so I know exactly what it's going to be every single day. I know when I need to leave my house to get there, all of this stuff. So that's been my second workout of the day. The progress picture that I do on this list, I've made a note to take a picture every day before this show. And so I've been taking a picture at around 6:40 every single morning. I take a picture and upload it. And that's cool because it allows me to go back and look at my progress day over day over day over day of just how my body's changing, and also noting how different things I'm eating or ingesting are contributing to the different ways my body looks every day. It's really weird, right? Am I bloated? Okay, why am I bloated? Oh, I mixed in some rice into my diet yesterday, so maybe not, like all of these different things. So that's the picture. The second thing is the next thing is the reading, right? I've found it very difficult to mix in the reading, but I've been able to. And so, the reading is something that you have to figure out. 10 pages every day of a book that's kind of like a self-development type reading material. That can mean a number of different things to a number of different people. I read a book on the music of Nashville and the story of Nashville. To me, that's self-development because I'm a singer-songwriter, and it was kind of gave a history of that for, Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson and Waylon Jennings. And so that was cool. So I did that, and then now I'm reading a book called Unbleep Yourself, right? How to live a life to get out of your own head, or something like that. So that's the one I'm reading. A gallon of water every single day, and following the diet. The diet for me is no gluten, no dairy, no sugar. Those are the 3 main things. And then in addition to that, no alcohol. So no dairy, no sugar, no gluten, no alcohol. That's the main diet thing that I'm doing each and every single day. So it's been a challenge, but the biggest challenge has been trying to figure out when to get when to get the the what do you call it in the reading. Thank you. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. All right, it's 8:50. We've got 10 minutes to go. I just want to play a couple videos for you guys this morning to close out, to recap kind of what's going on. All right, this is the senior football video that I wanted to share with you. Let me turn off the chat. Boom, 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 and let me do this and this.
On this year's Eagles football team, we have a large number of hardworking seniors. We will be taking this time to honor them. Let's first start off with what their teammates have to say.
What I'll miss most about all the seniors is probably how fun we have at practice, messing around, and then when coach yells at us.
What I'm going to miss about the seniors is just being around them, having someone to look up to and playing with them. It's a whole different experience with being a first year on varsity and having those guys to look up to.
I'm going to miss about the seniors pretty much everything. I mean, from what they've all taught me to just being fun around them.
I'm going to miss most about the seniors is how I've a lot of like bigger guys to look up to and teach me through all the like varsity rundowns I've been through the past year or two.
Probably the thing that I'm going to miss the most about the seniors is because a lot of them were a lot of really good leaders. They led and carried our team. They've taught me so much, and I'm really going to miss them.
Thanks for sharing. Now, Coach Crow, it's your turn to take on the one-word challenge, where you describe each senior using only one word.
One word, we can do this. Josh Hammers, resilient. Josh Verna, super committed. Jordan Hammers, quiet. Jake Stelzey, teammate. Garrett Goodman, mighty might. Will Evans, dedicated. Tyler Kaczewski, athlete. Cody Blankenship, program man. Mason Barber, talented. Cameron Lazarias, committed. Justin Carell, quiet leader. Anthony Fisher, fun-loving. Trevor Domingos, long and rangy. Dominic Mackel, funny man. Chase Richards, our anchor.
Thanks for sharing, Coach. Now, seniors, it's your last chance to share with us what being on this team has meant to you.
The thing I'm going to miss most about this year is the bond and brotherhood that this team has together.
My favorite memory is putting up 70 points on Low Bay.
I think what I want to miss most is the boys, the fellas. It's nothing like taking the field with your best boys out there every Friday night, just playing like animals.
All right, so I think my favorite memory was beating Apomo for league JV years, so my sophomore year, by 1 point with Berna at quarterback.
Definitely some things I'm gonna miss most are these guys. You know, we've been playing for, some of us have been playing for 10 plus years together, and we got something special going. I'm gonna miss it.
My favorite memory is probably gonna be celebrating with the boys after a game, just to win.
My favorite memory of this year is beating AG.
My favorite memory last year was winning league.
The thing I'm going to miss most about this football team is Tyler Kaczewski.
I'm going to miss the chocolate milk.
My favorite memory was beating St. Louis last year and making it to CIF.
One thing I'm going to miss most is hitting the field every Friday night and playing for this coaching staff and all of the boys.
The best part about playing Templeton football is the bonds you make with all the people on the team and the friendships you get out of all the hard work. You're here at 6:30 every morning, and there's late nights, and just those bonds you make with people. That's the best part about the sport, and that's going to be the best memory I have.
Thank you, seniors, for a great season and a great career. And we're looking forward to see you take the field one last time.
All right, that was the replay of the senior football video. Super cool. All right, it's 8:54. We are winding down this version of the Morning Buzz. One last check with our friend, our man, Mr. Anthony Reed. What's happening?
Nada. Just getting ready for the rest of the day. I'm gonna throw something on the grill for lunch, and then just prepare to be with you tomorrow morning.
All right. What are you grilling today?
I'm gonna go some hot links.
Some hot links?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw those on the grill for lunch.
And you put them in a bun, or you just eat them? You cut them up and eat them?
No, I just cut them up and eat them.
Yeah. What kind of dipping sauce do you use?
I'm in between ranch and barbecue, so I'll probably go barbecue today.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I do mustard on my hot links. No?
I'm not a fan of mustard.
Really?
Really, yeah.
Oh man.
I'm not a fan of mustard.
Now, do you throw cheese on those hot links, like slices of cheese, crackers, anything, or just straight sausage?
No, I just eat sausage and add some barbecue sauce or some ranch or whatever's appealing to me at the time.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite brand of hot links?
I'm kind of a Bratwurst guy, but however, in the last couple of weeks, I've been over to Smart and Final, and I've gotten the what's called the kielbasa sausage.
Yep.
So I like those. I haven't tried those in my life until this point. So I'm kind of a Bratwurst / kielbasa guy.
Yeah, those are spicy, huh? A little kielbasa.
Yeah, they're kind of spicy. They have a little kick to them.
Yeah. No, it's funny. As a kid growing up, in Paso in the early '80s, it was like your barbecue consisted of tri-tip and kielbasa, and then you had your sourdough bread, and your beans on the side, and your salad, and your pasta salad. Like that was like a Paso staple. That was the barbecue meal. Kielbasa, tri-tip.
I grew up obviously in Paso, and just watching my dad just through the years barbecue. It's just one thing that if you have a dad like mine, which is totally awesome. So you just pick up on certain things without him having to like actually teach you, but you just like pick up on it. And growing up and all that stuff, he would let me like start the fire, which I thought it was all the stuff in the world when I would start that fire, because I would be able to say, yeah, I started that fire.
Right.
So
my buddy Oscar also grew up here with us. He sang garlic bread. Damn right. Yeah, you get a little sourdough or French, a little butter, a little garlic, throw it on the grill.
Either one will work. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And so a little secret here that I learned. That oak wood on the tri-tip. Little secret I learned from a gentleman here in town at the Pioneer Day committee, Firestone Fest. Tom Madden taught me that typically people think we're cooking tri-tip, but we like to go with some top sirloin because it's better meat. And so a lot of times they'll take the tri-tip out and put the top sirloin in to get a little better cut of meat, which is interesting.
Right.
So nothing like the smell of an old oak grill. Funny, I actually wrote a song with that lyric in it. It's the smell of an old oak grill. It's the taste of the homemade wine. Something like that. Anyways, but yeah, that's Paso.
And just kind of a funny thing that I actually learned a couple weeks ago is that, and I didn't know this at all, but and my dad will laugh at me if he's still watching this. That a couple weeks ago, I had all my stuff lined up and everything, and I was getting ready to barbecue and all that. And I had went to a local gas station. I'm not going to mention the gas station because they're not going to sponsor, but I went to this particular gas station and I got the briquettes. Now, I thought all briquettes were the same, but in terms of how you light them, and I learned that not all briquettes light up the same. So I had my barbecue stuff in order, and I got everything ready, got all the food ready, prepped, and all that stuff. And I went to go light the barbecue, and it would light for like 10 seconds, and then all of a sudden, poof, it would go out. So I'm thinking to myself, either I'm losing my grip already on barbecuing, or I just don't know how to barbecue anymore. So after about an hour, I'm getting pissed, right? I'm just like, okay, what is going on? I've done this before, and I have all my stuff ready, and the stuff's getting warm because it's in the sun. It's gonna go bad here pretty soon if I don't get something. So I called my dad, and I said, "Hey, Dad," I said, I'm having some issues here. I said, I'm having issues lighting this fire. And he goes, "What kind of briquettes do you have?" And I go, "The regular Kingsford charcoal that we use at your house." And he goes, "Is it the match light?" And I'm like, "No, it's like the black and red bag that is that like food flesh or whatever." I go, "No, it's just a white bag of charcoal." I thought all of them were the same. And he goes, "Oh no, you have to get a bag of match light because any other kind of charcoal that you use, it requires lighter fluid."
Yeah.
So I didn't know that until he came over, and so at the end of the story, he came over with some lighter fluid and a bag of matchlight charcoal. So I was able to get my barbecue on after that.
Yeah, so there's a couple different tricks that you can do. We've got these things, I think they're called chimneys. Basically, it's like a big metal container that you put all your charcoal in, put paper on the bottom, you light the paper, and it burns the charcoal up, right? I don't use lighter fluid or match light. I do it that way with those chimney stacks. But I mean,
I grew up with match light, and so that's what I'm going to use until it comes along. So
I get it, man. I get it. These are all tricks of the trade that you learn as you grow into an independent man living on your own, huh?
Right. Yeah. And my dad was laughing at me because I'm like, it's my first time having an issue with the barbecue. So I'm thinking I'm losing my grip already. So I'm just like, what is going on? So, yeah.
Oh, well. All right, man. Yeah. Well, enjoy those hot links. I'm going to go work out, and we'll chat with you later.
Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And just to confirm, it's the one that's over there off of like Ramada, right?
Yep, exactly.
Bear House. Okay. Yeah. I'll see you there in the morning.
Sounds good. We'll see you.
All right. See you.
All right, that's Anthony Reed, Pass Robles Incidents and Actions. And so that's our show for today. It's 9:03. It's the Morning Buzz, May 6th edition. We are well into week 8, 9. I don't even know what week this is anymore, but we're moving right along. All right, some big news, big changes coming soon, shortly. More to announce on that later, but we appreciate you joining us each and every single morning as we do this thing called the Morning Buzz. And that's it. The thing I'm going to leave you guys with today is make sure that you are figuring out what brings you immense joy and spend a lot of time doing that. That's important because this is our one life. All right, folks, talk to you guys later.